So there is no darkness on the last day of creation. At the beginning of the creation story, when God separates the light from the darkness, it says that God called the light day and the darkness he called night. There was an evening and there was a morning one day. This is the cadence that the creation story begins to set up. And in every single day that follows, it will say, evening came, then morning, the second day. Evening came, then morning, the third day. Evening came, then morning, the fourth day. Evening came, then morning, the fifth day. Evening came, then morning, the sixth day. And then in Genesis 2, on the seventh day, God had completed his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all the work that he had done. There's no evening came, then morning, the seventh day. The cadence that the creation story has set up and has reiterated after each day of creation, it just seemingly drops on the Sabbath. Which means what? The Sabbath, as the way it's set up in the Genesis account, is living in the light of the sixth day. Because again, the cadence is evening, then morning. So the question then becomes, what did God create on the sixth day that the Sabbath is now lived in light of? Well, he created mankind in his image to rule over everything that he had created. Now, there is a whole sequence of events from Genesis 1 to Genesis 6 to the creation of mankind that actually shows us God's plan for salvation and the coming of Jesus Christ and the gospel, but I don't have enough time to get into that. If you want to learn more about this, I would join the Patreon because I did a study about this like 2-3 years ago. And with all the feedback that I've received, I'm actually going to redo the entire series, make it even more in-depth, explain areas that were a little hard to understand. It's going to be really fun. But all you really need to know for this particular moment is that beginning on day one, God is revealing something through his light. The idea of light in the Old Testament has to do with knowledge, with wisdom, and not just knowledge and wisdom of anything, but knowledge and wisdom of God. And so when you see this cadence kind of drop off before the Sabbath day, what you have to realize is that the Sabbath is lived in the light of the wisdom, the revelation, the knowledge of who God is. That's what Revelation 22 is getting at when it says that night will be no more. People will not need the light of a lamp or the light of the sun because the Lord God will give them light and they will reign forever and ever. The point that Revelation is making is that the fullness of God is fully unveiled. We will see him as he truly is. And in Hebrews 4, it says, therefore, a Sabbath rest remains for God's people. For the person who has entered his rest has rested from his own works, just as God